thank you so much for your time, and we thank you so much for everything that is going on in this life. There are many things that do happen in our lives. Some of them are full of challenges, ups and downs, but they also give us hope and encouragement on how to do our things, trusting that tomorrow will be better than today. Now, I want to talk about achievement, and I want to talk about goals, ups and downs of life before you stand on your feet. Now, today we have our guest who will be telling us more about her journey towards success and victory, and she'll be letting us understand more on how to do things so that we may climb to the higher mountain of victory and hopes. Madam Liz Wanyoike, the CEO and the founder of NIBS Technical College, award winner, mother and grandmother. She's our guest today to inform us on her journey to the success she has today. Welcome to our show, Madam Liz. Now, would you mind to tell us more about the courses that you have now and that you had started with in that time?
If maybe you are not there, when we were in cooperative bank, we were having very many part-timers. People who are working around the city center were coming to NIBS to do business administration, which was examined by ABE, Association of Business Executives from London. It was very, very, very popular. In fact, NIBS won awards from Africa, have been the best and the center with the largest number of students. East Africa.
Congratulations.
So that's what we were concentrating in. Of course, secretary of my course was there. It was doing very well. We had accounts, and also we had IT. That IT. In fact, when I went to South Africa, I also bought some computers.
Okay.
So we also had a very strong department in IT, and also receptionists, because receptionists then were still very marketable. And many others. We kept on adding. We had a very big department, pharmaceutical technology, which we moved later. We had all these other. Right now, business management is not popular anymore. People are not going for that. People are going for technical programs. So even before the government started this polytechnics, they are bringing back. They had turned all the polytechnics, all the technical colleges into universities. And I don't know, somehow I felt that was not good. For me, I had understood education and employment so much. I knew where the market is.
All right.
So when the government started doing that, I was even talking about it on radio, on TV, maybe they had, and then I had started now to train SAT, electrical, engineering, like mechanical engineering. ICT is still there. Journalism, again, has always been our very good program and department, very strong because it is very well done. And again, we have equipment that is required. And so we have all those, and hospitality again. And actually hospitality, when we started the hotel, it was because we are having so many nice young men and women graduating from there. And some of them were staying home without jobs for one reason or another. So we decided to have a support hotel. So the Emory Hotel also backs up our students. They come here for practicals, and they also there are so many of them employed there. Some of them are already supervisors and all that. I want them to rise into managerial positions. So those are the programs that are now, we can say, that are popular, technical programs. But now the government has started them again because universities had taken all students with a D+, with a C-, with a C. They would go through a university, go through something they used to call bridging. And when they completed and you wanted for employment, they were very weak. They were very, very weak. And me, I would interview about 100 graduates. And out of that, I could only get 5. And I would complain this on radio. What is going on with our children? What is education? Why is it facing? And it's only that maybe people may not take it seriously from me, but the government somehow was listening because all the things I complained about were changed. And I'm very happy. I may not have any government positions or anything. I'm so comfortable where I am. But I know education inside out.
Right.
Especially at this now up to diploma level, because I know diploma people are very, very strong at work.
Yeah.
I know if we are to compete with a journalist from a university and the one who has done a diploma level, there is no comparison. I'm not talking bad about that, but they know.
All right.
Even the lecturers who I employ in our department, they specialize in theory work. So they are very good in theory, but the practicals must have a diploma.
Right.
That because now you are a practical person. Yes.
You have touched many lives in this continent, and more so in Kenya. Have you ever been recognized for your commitments by any government or any institution?
And very much. You know, I have won so many awards. Some of them take me by surprise. There's this, the EY, Ernst & Young. It is international. You know, it selects people from all over the world. And James Sequit was the winner of the worldwide. And he had to go to Monaco to receive his trophy. So one day I received a message. And I told you have been shortlisted as a winner of EY Award, the best social entrepreneur of the year. Then I had to go and look for what does social entrepreneurship mean.
Right.
So, you know, people have told me I'm a good entrepreneur, but social entrepreneurship, what does that mean? I checked it out and I say, my work was taken. It's not that I'm the best entrepreneur, especially in education, no. But what I do is so unique, so different. People are trying to copy me, but for me, it comes from my heart and from my upbringing.
Right.
Don't just give a child education. Give them education with character.
Right.
And that's what you are. You are our beneficiary.
Yeah.
You know. It is education with character.
Absolutely.
And the education with character is what makes a man, a woman after college. This is the person who will be responsible. It's difficult these days, as you have seen, as you can see. These days, it's difficult, but I'm not giving up. I'll keep on talking to the students. I also help the poor ones. I don't want to call them poor because nobody is poor until you prove yourself poor.
You are poor.
Yeah, the ones, the rest challenged, you know, the challenged ones. Maybe the parents are both peasant or they don't have anything, they can't educate their kids. I do that, but since I don't have any donors yet, I'm trying to get some donors. I have very few, so I use part of my salary and some of my hustling. You know, those people who know hustling is. At the college, I have put some kiosks at the, and I charge. All that money goes to that kitty, Liz Wanyoike Foundation. And I have money like now, currently before COVID, we had 60 sitting. 60 students. 60 students. About 20 on full scholarship and these others on sponsorship. You know, especially college dropout. If you dropped out of college, now if you come and drop out, and we can prove you are dropping out just because you have been kicked out by your mother, by your father, but because we are poor, we can assess you, get your recommendation, and we'll give you, if you had joined, at least you can get 10,000, we give you 10,000.
Okay.
So that's what we are doing, and they are very happy about that. Most now are not dropping out of NIBS, out of just because of poverty. They can drop out of other things, but not that, and unless you can't prove it, prove to us that you are really needy. All the needy ones have to complete. Yes.
Thank you so much. Remember, this is the CEO and the founder of NIBS Technical College and Emory Hotel, where we are in at this particular moment. And we are talking with Madam Liz Wanyoike. And then let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Do you think if the government would come and approach you for the deal to hand over the institution to the government, Would you agree?
You know, every college was transiting to a university.
Right.
And people up to today, they came and tell me, Madam Liz, we are doing well. Now we want you to be a university. Please don't ask for a university. I borrowed money, over 30 million, to transform, to make NIBS qualify for, to become a university. There are many, many issues. You have to buy a 50-acre piece of land. You have to change the library. You have to change everything. Everything we changed. We changed everything. We went to the US. We bought books. We got others locally. And we stocked our library. We did everything. Today, NIBS Radio campus, Thika Road, actually it's a university. Everything is set. And they came, they inspected 3 times. The last time they told me, now you are ready, you have to do this. You have to transfer now all the NIBS, Nairobi Institute of Business assets, from that to NIBS University. Now, these are the regulations.
Okay.
For me, I don't qualify to be a vice chancellor, so the vice chancellor is the manager of the university. So my position was to be taken by somebody else, and I had to select a board, and this board, only 2 members of the family are allowed. And so go and think about that. That is what you can do to turn this. It is now ready. You have given us your plans for the next 5 years. We have accepted. So now it's you. And I kept quiet. This time, unfortunately, I think I was not very keen because these projects were being worked off by consultants and other people. It's the time I realize now, when I give out the NIBS, I lose all the powers of managing.
Right.
Then I remembered that day when I sat in an empty room somewhere in town, planning on how to start NIBS. And I went in my mind, the journey to be where we are. And I'm heading over that to now the University Council. A body that will tell me, you can't sign checks alone. You have to sign with this. You can't do this. You can't buy this. You need our permission. You cannot develop. You cannot change. I said no. So up to today, they are waiting.
So if you would have agreed that, even
Yes.
today you'll be regretting.
I'm telling you, most people regretted after that. Some of these have closed down because now the Commission for University Education has also realized what I talk about the quality of education.
Right, yeah.
I sang about it throughout. They knew people, at a university, maybe some of you have gone to universities. University education and learning in a university requires somebody who is bright, somebody who is natural, somebody who can just go and do their own research on their own, somebody who is self-motivated. But our people, me included, are the people who would want to be with a teacher there. Let the teacher mark your work, the teacher to correct you, you to go and do your homework, give it back for marking, and be with the teacher throughout practicals. And that way you become a better person. But when you are told to go and do your research here, okay, even our students do our research because they have to write the business plans, they have to do that. But people are so lazy that some of them are paying other people
to do their work for them.
do their work. So you can imagine, so that person in a university who everything was done, they bribed their way to get there, to get to graduation, they did everything. At the NIBS, you have to pass all the external exams. You don't examine. In some of these universities, they have their own department, examination department, where they make their own exams.
Right.
The professors who are teaching there, they don't want their students to fail.
Absolutely.
So that's why only the very good ones, the serious ones, will be out there and be able to demonstrate firm education. But the majority of us, and we all know, are not self-driven. They need guidance. And that's why NIBS will remain a a diploma college. We'll go with the times. We are giving technical, and those people who are doing things like electrical engineering or those diplomas, they have progression to universities.
Right.
You can still go to university, have your certificate at university, but your diploma is what will help you at your place of work.
Right.
And those are the best people. If you, after college, you went and did a university, you get a higher job. But the people realize the diploma person is performing better. And that is how it is.
Before COVID-19,
yes,
every Sunday you are busy talking to children and their guardians.
Yes.
It seems you have a burden for the youth. Tell us more about that.
The burden.
That every Sunday you are in the church, talking to the parents, talking to the youth, so that they may change their lives.
Yes.
That burden that you have every day, every Sunday, that now I think with this COVID-19 you feel that there is something that you're missing.
Yes, of course. We all know. All of us, maybe in one way or another, we are missing. We want to go back to college. We want to go back to churches. I want to have my children back. My students, and I call them my children. I want them back.
Yes.
And I'm wondering what they are doing outside there. The other day I called about 3 of them at random. What are you doing? Just now, then, madam, we are at home. No, I want to explain to me. When you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed, what do you do? And we have e-learning, which some of them say they cannot understand, they can't reach it.
And sometimes resources.
Sometimes they don't have the data, they don't have the resources, but there are some that are very, very okay, that the teachers have timetables, they are supposed to be there. So there are those ones who will be there at that particular time. But then there are others who are looking for excuses. Like I tell you, when young people need to be supervised. The parent is out there maybe looking for something and something to put on the table. Maybe you lost your job, and you can see so many people hustling now, using their cars to sell vegetables. And I'm so proud of those people because these are the young men who are working in companies that have closed down, but they are looking for food. As a man, you want to go in the evening with something to give to their children. So I'm wondering what my students are doing. And if there's any who is listening, just send me messages. You have my number. Tell me, what are you doing? Are you following on the e-line? Well, the problem is the teachers are also now losing hope because if the students don't pay, we will not get salaries.
You're right.
I struggled with March. I struggled with April. We struggled with May. Now we are in June. There's nothing coming. So it is, the other day, because we also have so very many support staff, the drivers, the IT people, those people who are not teaching, so they don't expect their students to pay. But we made sure that we send some food into every home. I have almost 300 of them. Everybody had food at home. Now for June, we don't know what we are going to do. We are not promising anything. But I miss my students. And I miss going out there for the ones who are not my students to talk to them. And I am hoping that, of course, things will go back to normal. But the key here, young people, young men and women who are in colleges and universities, there are so many things I can talk about, but I can't talk now because we don't have all that time.
Right.
But always remember, I keep on reminding you, what you are doing now will define your old age. What you are doing now, this time God has given you the strength. Right now, me, I cannot run.
You cannot.
I cannot run and run and run. But what you are doing is what you support your old age.
Right.
And if you want to grow up to, at least up to 70 and the bonus, you must have money. This is when the diseases will crop in. You have diabetes, you have blood pressure, you have. Then if you have no money, your kids now telling their children, please come and buy me medication. You'll be a very miserable guy if you don't take care of your youth now. Right now, there are those people who are overspending because their salaries were there, everything was there. They never saved any money. They have no food. Their money was spent at the wrong places, giving out to the wrong people. A lot of things, even when you enjoy life as a young person, because it is important, because that phase comes and goes. Enjoy your youth. And I'm talking about, even those ones who are working, enjoy your youth. But remember, it's not permanent. Do something about what is to come when you retire. And then you retire honorably, you retire happily, you never miss anything, at least made money for the little things an old person needs. This is the time for you. So young people, please invest for your old age.
Good. Now, as we come to the conclusion, suppose today you were made the CS of Education. What changes or what implementation do you think you would have brought into the sector?
I have never thought about being a government appointee. And
things do happen.
When you get there, you are governed by so many other issues. It is not like now I can sit here and come and tell and say, at NIBS Technical College, we are not going to have this anymore. We are not going to do this. The syllabus is going to... The syllabus cannot change because all our exams are external. But the internally, what we do, I can change. But you see, in the government, you don't have that kind of freedom. It's ideas that have to be discussed in committees. And those committees, it's you and him and he and the others. We all see things differently. And some of them do not really have, some of them are they have not lived like us. They've never been poor. They have never struggled. Let's give an example of my son. If my son, who is now the senior most guy, who's the one who is doing almost the finance director, if he was to enter government, he can now know how to talk about education because he's in an education state. But when he was out there, at the university, wherever he was a banker. If he sits in that committee, he will not be able to, and these are the people, we don't find many teachers being appointed. There is a criteria which the government follows, which I don't come anywhere near. So they will have ideas that are not practical. See what I mean? But if I was there, and I of course, it's too late for me. If I was there, I would shout. I would become like an activist. I would tell them, this is what is good for our children. This is not good. This can happen. This can't happen. But I do that in my institution. And I'm feeling comfortable that way. I talk on it, about this issue on radio. I don't just share them with myself. On the radio, it's open. If you do, I do a lot of counseling, a lot of mentorship to parenting. If next time you want us to talk about now parenting issues, we can do that. But generally, you wanted to know who I am, and I have left out so many other things, but we cannot cover in 30 minutes.
There's always another time.
There's always another time.
And finally, we say, if today you were to retire, what legacy would you leave behind?
Now, maybe people will be in a better position to tell me that. I've always wanted to live a culture of honesty. That you don't have to be crude to be rich. And when I say I'm rich, it's because people tell me I'm rich. But me, I know it is, I own the bank a lot of money, and I'm able to pay. So if you borrow money and you're able to pay, you are rich. So I accept. And again, so I would want to leave a legacy of number one, honesty. Number two, think about others as much as you want. Do unto others as you want them to do to you. If you're handling children out there, handle them the way you handle your own. If out there in diaspora, you are handling sick people out there, handle them like as if they're your mothers. Have that heart, and God will bless you more. You may not see the blessings coming, but they'll come, and you will realize, oh my God, is this me who is here? But if you are not that type of a person, it may take longer for you to be able to leave something that even that company will say, that lady was doing a good job here, and she was doing that in US. She's back home. And I'm sure the company there, the people who had given her that job, they miss her.
Right.
Because they know she's good. And when somebody thinks well of you, even if you have, I know there are many people who think about well. There are even those ones who don't think well of me. Nobody is enemy free.
Right.
But the more they can talk about my work, me, I know I try my best. I may not be achieve. Nobody's perfect, but I know I would want people to have something nice to talk about when I'm gone or when I retire. I don't know when I'm retiring. I'm supposed to retire, but
right. Thank you so much, because we believe in you, and thank you so much because you have changed many lives in this continent, and that is why we celebrate you as a very powerful woman in the continent. So much appreciated for your time with us, and we must say that you are blessed and a great woman in this continent as well, and that your work is never in vain. Keep going. Keep doing the good work. When you work for the Lord, you enjoy seeing the outcome. We say serving God through humanity is what you've been called to do. Thank you so much for your time, and God bless you.
Thank you.
We were talking to the CEO, the founder of NIBS College, and the Emory Hotel where we are, and we are honored to have her. Thank you so much for your time, and we pray that next time when we meet, we'll be having much and more to inform you about the education sector and the women that are changing the lives in this continent. Thank you, and God bless you.